Don't you hate to see it when SJWs eat their own? I'm heartbroken about it. You could tell just by my face right now. I am just laughing so hard about what happened at another science fiction convention this weekend. Science fiction conventions used to be about fun. It used to be a place we could come together to talk about books, the authors we love, share writing techniques for us professionals, hang out at the bar and have a good time. Not anymore. Now it's about diversity and inclusivity. It's about racism and transphobia. And they wonder why their ticket sales keep plummeting. I keep seeing convention after convention going belly up, begging their people to donate to GoFundMe's to keep them afloat and all that. And it's because they're just not providing fun for fans anymore. They're not making it a place where people want to gather and hang out. I just picked this up. This is June 1962. This is a omnibus of every Marvel comic that came out during that month. This is the month where The Amazing Spider-Man debuted. And you got westerns, you got fun science fiction, you got monster stories. Everything about this was fun. There was no woke crap, and it's just awesome. And I'd love to have panels talking about this, but not at Balticon, where oh my gosh, you won't believe what's going to happen next. All right, we'll get to that in just a second. My name is John Delarose. While these conventions are going on and these people are bleeding out their fans talking about diversity to 5 people in a room, I'm writing great books and comics, and that's what I've got right here. There is a comic and a novel with Overmind. So if you like books, get the book. If you like comics, get the comics. We've really created something special here, some of the best science fiction you've seen in decades. And I really want to share this with you. So if you want to support the channel, support the alternative to this woke mainstream industry, this is the best spot you can do so. Please do so today. Back that. The link is in the description below. Thanks, everybody. We're at $14,000 already and 200 backers. Wow, just crushing it. Really appreciate it. Obviously, the people want fun. What they don't want is this. What a transition, my friends. Balticon Chair apologizes after author Stephanie Burke removed from panels. So I didn't know who Stephanie Burke was, and you probably don't either. From what I could tell, she writes smut fiction, like, how not to date an elf, or it's like things like that. And they're like 50 pages long. They've got a dude with, chiseled abs on the cover of it. So she's not like a real genre writer. She seems to be a smut writer masquerading as a genre writer. And I guess she's been a long-time panelist at Balticon, even though, it looks like she doesn't really sell all that many books. Nobody knows who she is. This is kind of who they prop up. And they propped her up, of course, because she's a black lady. Let's be honest. This is what they do. Anybody who's like remotely a minority always gets on these panels. They used to do this to me before they realized that I voted for Trump and therefore was the most evilest of all evil people in the entire world. They would put me on these panels as a Hispanic Latinx diversity representative, and I'd go into these rooms where they would just complain about how scary it is to be around white people and all that, and I'd just sit there like, oh my god. Do I have to sit through this for an hour and a half? It's a train wreck. And when I didn't have a following, that's what they did. Now that I have a following, of course, I'm banned from all these conventions. They don't want to have fun. They don't want to show the difference, is what it comes down to. But this Stephanie Burke was put on a panel which is about diversity, of course, and why you have to hire diversity readers to go over your books before you publish them. Yes, there's a whole cottage industry of these woke crazies who go out there and they dupe authors and dupe publishers into saying, I'm black, and so if you want to make sure you have the accurate black representation, you have me read your book and then criticize it. It's insane. But these people do this in order to virtue signal. It's amazing. Some of them, they're called sensitivity readers. And yes, it is that lame. No wonder these books fail and nobody wants them anymore. But Stephanie was on this panel talking about this. And what happened at this convention was, even though Stephanie is a woke ally, somebody made a comment that she was making racist and transphobic remarks. And so the convention organizers got their little team of thugs. They actually went in and interrupted the panel and went through and grabbed Stephanie, kicked her off the panel, humiliated her in front of the 5 people there or whatever. I don't know how many people were there, but it's usually like 5 people at these panels. And even though she's been a long-time contributor to this convention, They removed her from the con. They shamed her. They gave her that scarlet red letter of a racist and transphobic, and it's very funny. Now, Stephanie is not a nice person. She went hard after Larry Correia back in the Sad Puppies days and tried to attack him because he thought, again, that books should just be fun and people should recognize fun books that are selling, that the fans like at these sort of conventions, and not this nonsense. So here is what she says. I have been accused of saying some hurtful, insensitive, transphobic, racist, damaging things, and there is no recourse for me to fight this. Stephanie, I got some advice for you. If somebody calls you transphobic, racist, or whatever in a non-ironic way, just laugh at them. Anybody who uses those words unironically is crazy. In 2022. You just got to recognize that and just have fun with it. That's why we're so successful over here. Why? Because the panel where I was accused of saying these things during Friday's Balticon panel, diversity readers and why you need them. I learned of this today after being confronted by a very cold and angry person who demanded to know if I received an email and that I was needed in con ops. I had no idea what he was speaking of because I received no such emails and was unaware of what was going on. I was escorted out of that room like I was a dangerous and disgusting criminal. So funny how these people overreact. Before the panelists who had arrived to see the next panel discussion. After being spoken to with much disrespect, I was escorted to con ops where I was informed I was going to be pulled from my panels for the rest of the con. When asked why, I was told that I had complaints lodged against me about the mentioned panel Friday. Then Lisa Alder Goldman, and it's Goldan, not Goldman for real, proceeded to yell at me, stating I not only said transphobic things, that I advocated for stopping people with a belt. Stopping people with a belt? Just like my dad used to beat me with a belt? No, I'm just kidding. But for people not to take their meds, and that some Balticon years past I had said something about Romani people being gypsies, and that they were liars, dirty, and thieves. All allegations that I denied. I was called a liar to my face and laughed when I defended myself and demanded proof. Well, that's your problem, is you demanded proof. SJWs don't operate based on proof. They operate solely based on emotion. They operate solely based on throwing a fit in the moment. It's all about clout and power for them. They don't really care about Romanian people. They don't care about trans people. They don't care about anybody except for their own little social statuses. Every time they make one of these moves, it's to solidify the social status around them and let them know that they are the wokest in the room. It's like who is the fairest of them all, but who is the wokest of them all, right? They think they can be the pretty princess when they're an ugly blue-haired freak, and that's the whole point of all of this. And so it continues where she goes on about how she was devastated by being pulled for this and being harassed out of the whole convention. And it's really funny to me. Honestly, when you get woke, you go broke. And they're going to find with Balticon here that they're going to lose their entire audience. They're going to lose more of their entire people who sit and watch these panels, and it's just going to be a slow bleeding death. And you know what? I can't be happier for it. So the lesson of this here, Stephanie, is just don't care. If you don't care, they can't hurt you. If you don't care, they can't cancel you. If you, as I was launching Overmind, I had a concerted campaign to try to cancel me again. From a lot of people. They started out by calling me sexist, misogynist. I just laughed at them, and then it made them more frustrated. They then went on calling me homophobic, and I said, no, the gays fear me. And then they went on and they called me anti-Semitic, and I said, you know what? You're a joke for using these words. If you just make fun of them because they're using these buzzwords to create fear, to create anger, to create division, if you just create laughter and fun, you're going to find that you build a following. You're going to find that you will win in the end. Stephanie will never recognize this because Stephanie's a part of this woke tart establishment, which has been trying to cancel people for a long time. She doesn't recognize the irony of the fact that she did this to others because she thinks, they're the real racists. Why aren't you attacking them? She doesn't think, gosh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And one day, I really hope the consequences will be enough to these woke SJW elites in publishing, in Hollywood, in comics, in board games, in every aspect of our culture, that they finally learn their lesson and they finally stop this nonsense. In the meantime, we're going to keep laughing. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.